Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to The Sims 4, where today we are going to be building a restaurant right on the beach here in Sulani. Before we get started, we've got to make some space. So I'm going to go ahead and start by bulldozing this lot right here. And now that we have all this room to work with, let's go ahead and get started. First things first, we've got to start building a shell. Where are these people actually going to sit? What is this building going to look like? What is its shape? What is its functionality? These are the types of questions that are going through my head as I start to build the shell of this building. And I do go for a pretty simple shape for the base of the building because I really want to focus on the outdoor aspect of this restaurant. I mean, it's on the beach, so we've got to utilize that beach atmosphere. Am I right? Here, I'm just focusing on the roof, trying to figure out what roof texture and color I want. Just trying to decide what's going to complement this area the best. Oh yay, we're coming up on the part that I really struggled with. So I was trying to figure out how to do an awning. I've seen people do awnings before, and I just don't know how they did it. So this is my attempt. As you can see, I'm already changing up my strategy here and trying to approach it differently. So instead of messing with the flooring, I'm utilizing the columns, and I'm hoping that maybe I could create that sort of lattice effect over the top as a roofing, but that didn't end up working out, so I just kind of left it as a more open space. There's no roof on this back porch at all, which is fine. I really like the sort of dividers that I was using here to outline the space with. I think they ended up looking really cute. I like that they're slatted because it allows people to still see the ocean while they're enjoying their meal, but also it keeps them from falling off into the ocean, so that's good. Oh boy, here we go again. I'm trying to mess with some sort of roofing, and you'll see I try a glass roof, like the greenhouse roofing, and I just felt like it didn't look quite right, and I wanted it to be flat, and it looked strange when it was flat, and I don't know, I just couldn't figure this out. So if you have any tips on how to create like a cool awning, please let me know in the comments below because clearly I could use the advice. So you can see that I totally just ditched that idea and left it open back there, which I still feel like it works and I end up liking it in the end. Now we're moving on to the stairs and the doors and the windows, the fun things like that, trying to figure out where I want the doors to be placed and the windows to be placed. I felt like the placement of these things had to be purposeful because I didn't want, a window to be overlapping a stove top or there to be huge windows in the bathroom or anything like that. But at the same time, I really wanted the space to be very open and light and airy so that you could still feel like you were on the beach or at least see the beach almost at all times, even while you're inside. I chose non-floor length windows for the kitchen because to me that just made sense. Then it was time to light this place up just so I could see what I was doing. When I start decorating each room, that's when I'll go back and add in more fun light fixtures. But let's get started on the outside here. So you can see I am choosing a wallpaper. I went with this really pretty coastal blue color. Kind of matches the ocean in the background, and because it matches the ocean, I thought maybe the yellow would stand out more, but ultimately I went with the blue just because I felt like it gave more ocean vibes. But throughout the build I will be using lots of yellow because I feel like the blue and yellow really complement each other and just give the ultimate summertime beachy vibe. Now our focus has turned to fencing, and I changed the fence quite a few times. I was trying to figure out what kind of vibe the fence gave. I was going with this glass one for a while, but then I felt like the glass made it look too upscale, and I didn't really want it to be like a fancy restaurant per se. I wanted it to be a little more on the relaxed side. So I actually ended up going with this white fence that had kind of a blue accent piece that matched the wallpaper or siding perfectly. So then I started looking at the restaurant designated items to see if any of them fit in with my theme or my vision. I played around with a couple of different items, but I really didn't choose very many. I liked that kind of glow in the dark. I say glow in the dark, but I'd probably, it might glow in the dark. But that sign right there above the menu display, I like that a lot. I think it's very neat. Moving on to the internal wallpapers and flooring. Again, I wanted to keep it light and breezy, giving you those ocean feelings, you know, the feeling as if time doesn't exist. But I also wanted to keep with that really pretty blue and the bright yellows as well. I don't know about you all, but honestly, I think kitchen wallpapers are some of the hardest wallpapers for me to choose. I don't even really know why. It's not like they're complicated. Half of the wall gets covered up anyway by all of the counters and stuff, but maybe that's the reason why it's so hard to choose them, is because half the wallpaper gets covered up. I don't know. That's enough babbling about kitchen wallpapers. Choosing the flooring for this build was actually really easy, and I got that done super quickly, so now we are moving on to the bathroom. I realized here that I made the bathroom just slightly too small. I wanted to fit more than one stall in there, so I did have to expand the bathroom just a little bit to be able to fit that second one. So we made that work and added some really cute yellow counters to start pulling in those yellow aspects of the build that I mentioned earlier. I also added a yellow light, and I wanted to try to find some stuff to put on the wall. Even though there's a little bit of wall space, I still didn't want it to be blank. And then, you know, just tried to fill up some of the floor space and other things just to give it a little pizzazz. Oh yeah, and I found a towel dispenser and hand sanitizer little dispenser, and that got me really excited because I have never actually seen those items before. So I was just like tickled pink that I could use them. The foyer is very simple right now, but don't worry, we will come back to it. Next, I started focusing on the kitchen, and for some reason I thought that the chef's kitchen item was way bigger than it actually is, which is why I gave the kitchen such a large space to work with. So instead of one chef's kitchen, I put two of them in there. Ooh! Keeping with that yellow and blue theme, since we already had blue walls and flooring, I added the yellow counters, and then I just tried to fill up some space by adding in some kitchen related items like dish racks and paper towels and stuff like that. Oh, and then I found these stackable plates, and I thought that was a fun little addition. I liked that they had the blue and the yellow plates. It was perfect. I still felt like there was a lot of unused space in this space. So I was playing around with room dividers to see if I could figure out how to divide up the space a little bit just to break it up. And then another part of me was like, well, it's good to have this space because there are going to be a lot of people walking around in that area, and you don't want the space to be so confined that they're bumping into each other all the time. And that's the kitchen. So now we're heading back to the foyer to focus on that area a bit more. I really felt like this space needed a rug because that's just such a big patch of wood flooring that has nothing interesting to look at. So I played around with a couple of rugs for a while, and the rug that you see me choose actually isn't the one that I end up going with. Then I realized I forgot to add cool lighting into the kitchen, so I went back to the kitchen and added some lighting. Then made my way back to the foyer to add some lighting there as well. Here I just moved to the waiter station out of the way of the entrance because nobody wants to see that mess. And sorry, I kind of bounced around a lot on this build, but I am back in the kitchen again, adding a couple of things to the walls, you know, like pictures of fruit and stuff, the normal things that you would have in a kitchen. I did think adding the broom was a nice touch too. Making our way back to the foyer again, we're gonna start kind of sprucing up this area a bit more by adding some plants and just things for people to look at. And then I thought about, in real life, restaurants have a waiting area with chairs and stuff, so I added some chairs for people to wait in case, you know, there was like a 30-minute wait or something. I don't know. I don't even think The Sims has waits, but apparently this restaurant does. Now we get to begin the fun part, and that's adding the tables and chairs for our guests. This proved itself to be a little bit of a challenge because I kind of felt like what I liked I couldn't find the match for, and if I did find the match for it, then it completely didn't fit the theme that I'm going for this restaurant. So I was like stuck between a rock and a hard place on whether I really wanted the colors and theme to match versus if I wanted a matching set. I liked these wood tables because they tied in with the wood on the waiter's stand, but when I used the matching wood chairs, it just felt like it was too much wood and not enough beach vibes, you know? Then I found the set of chairs that came with Growing Together, and I'm obsessed with them. I love them so much, and they had the perfect blue and the perfect yellow that matched the colors that I was going with throughout the entire build. So I was like, yes, thank you, please. Let's use these. And that was all she wrote for the inside seating. Now we move on to the outdoor seating, and not only are we going to use this backyardy looking patio space, but we're also going to use this front space in front of the restaurant on the actual sand itself to put more seating for our guests. I really wanted to use these fun string lights, but I felt like they just didn't really look right. But I needed some sort of lighting outside so that people could actually see what they were eating. So I did place some firefly spots, but later you'll see that I also add some table lanterns. These outdoor tables were also kind of a challenge because I was trying to think in like realistic terms, you know, what tables could actually sit on top of sand and like be okay. So I did decide on some picnic tables that again match our color theme perfectly. That really pretty coastal blue, the yellow, and the white. It is Chef's Kiss. I did add a little fishing sign just for funsies. And then I felt like we needed to create a little path from the front door to our little outdoor area. So I was playing around with these pebbles, just trying to get it to look kind of natural. And I bet you thought we were done adding seating, but no, we are not. We're actually adding a couple of more tables and chairs to the side walkway here. Kind of a more secluded area for just those couples, placing only 2 chairs at each table. Then I thought the outside was kind of lacking the foliage. Foliage? Is that how you say that word? I don't know, but I wanted to add some palm trees. I mean, we're on the beach. We need some palm trees. So I added some palm trees to this lot just to sprucing it up a little bit and make it match the land around it a little bit better. I did also add some hedges with yellow flowers next to the stairway. That way the yellow color had a little more representation on the outside of the build as well. Now I'm just kind of fine-tuning the landscaping, making the minor adjustments to placements to get things the way I want them, adding a couple of rocks to make it look a little more realistic, you know, just the little final touches for the landscaping part. And again, my mind went to, I need outdoor lighting. So I tried the string lights again, and again, I felt like they didn't look right. So I came up with some different alternatives, which are these really cute outdoor lanterns that I'm going to be placing on top of the picnic tables at some point. And the cool thing was they had the same 3 corresponding colors that matched the tables and everything else about the restaurant. And now we're moving back inside just to add a couple of final touches to the inside as well. Just kind of filling up some of those empty spaces, adding decor to improve the environment for our Sims. So perhaps they like where they're sitting, and I hope that they enjoy their surroundings. Because we all know a nicely decorated environment makes our Sims happy. But yeah, I actually spent quite a bit of time on this little nook here. You'll see that I completely scratch everything that I have down. Move that plant over there, get rid of that table, put a different table. It was kind of a hot mess. I did find a cute little table menu item, and I add that here in a second to the actual indoor dining tables themselves. That little item right there, pretty cute, so I added it to those tables. But I still had this empty table to fill, and I just couldn't find any items that I liked, so I went with the aquarium. And with that, our seaside restaurant is complete, and now it is time to take you on a grand tour. We're gonna mosey our way on up the stairs and make our way to the front door, where we are greeted with the host stand and our beautiful foyer, our cute waiting room, and a little look at the menu off to the side. And I don't know why that window glitched over there, but it did. Moving on to our crisp and clean indoor dining area with the connection to the kitchen as well as the connection to the bathroom, which you can see here. I actually really like the bathroom. It's pretty cute for a public restroom, in my opinion at least. So we're gonna head out of here and give you a quick look at the indoor dining space again, but at a different angle. I like this angle better. Crossing over, we can find the kitchen. And here we have two chef's kitchens, so we can have two chefs working away in here, and they have plenty of space to move around and do what they need to do. Passing through the dining room again and out to the back patio, we're greeted with this beautiful view of the ocean and a couple more seating spots for people to enjoy. I think the stripes on the umbrellas are so cute. Now moving to the side of the building, we have a couple more secluded sitting areas along this long walkway. In this weather, like who doesn't want to eat outside? Fun fact, I'm pretty sure this build ended up with 40 sitting spots, so there can be a lot of Sims here. Now we have a bit of a ways to go to find more seating, but as we round this corner, ta-da! More seating options. These really cute little colorful picnic tables are just out and about on the sand. This is probably the most beachy experience that the customers of this restaurant can get. And that is that. This is the Seaside Restaurant. I really hope that you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite part of this build? If you like videos like this one, I actually did a 4 seasons build challenge where I built a house for each season, fall, winter, spring, and summer. So I will link that one down below in case you'd like to take a look at it too. Thank you for watching. Please like the video if you liked the video, and subscribe if you're enjoying the content that you are seeing. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!